I'm Ken Macco from Forest Hill, Maryland, supporter of the Manchester United, prettier than Jack Grealish and the official daddy of all Arsenal and Everton fans, and you are listening to the DU Football Show.
Win a couple of games in a row and suddenly you're a rock star, right?
Jack Grealish about to get in some trouble.
Oh, yeah, went partying with old Mr. McGinn.
Apparently also tried to put himself about with Romeo.
The ass and the Cavs out to play. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Snub of Malört. Look great in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League is told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me is my esteemed co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. Sammy, how we doing, brother?
Doing very well. How are you?
Oh, hanging in there. You're a little odd just to get it started. You know, we're up at like 2,700, 3,000, doing our thing on our little, meeting thing. I'm suddenly down to like 600 and I'm dragging.
Still cranking at 2588, baby.
Yeah, suddenly I just went
kilobytes
crashing.
per second. Flying.
Yeah,
through
and
cyberspace right now.
I'm apparently now moving all slow, so that's great. So let's just throw another monkey wrench at
that normally happened.
Mel.
That normally happened when you're when we played together, when we still played.
Yeah.
You're all fast talking and quick witted on the sidelines, but the second you step onto the field and it's game time, oh, did you slow down?
Excuse me, that would be called being a man of larger carriage. Thank you very much. We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out on all podcast platforms. Please be sure to rate, subscribe, review, share with a footballing friend. YouTube, give us a little subscribe, even though we're banned from there because they don't understand what
because of you.
Satire is. and
what's this satire?
Yeah, exactly.
What's that?
Not even joking. Last week's show and the clip I put together was banned on YouTube for medical misinformation.
Yeah. Not stepbrother. That's what that was. Not stepbrother and stepsister is exactly what that was. Oh, my God, that was very annoying. So, should you want to chat with us, there is many ways that you can. Mr. Graham, tell the good people how they can get in touch.
Drop a fucking comment on this video is number one,
if
you want to. The other way to get in touch with us is dufootballshow@gmail.com. To get in touch old school via email. It's almost as bad as the Postal Service, really. And then at dufootballshow on all the social medias. We do check our DMs, so hit us up.
Excellent. Love it. Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So as the red-blooded Americans we are, we vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, we continue with Whisky Advocates Top 20 of 2021.
Yes, we do.
Take a little sip here. This is one I'm quite excited to try.
Yep.
Oh, gentlemen, we have our first comment.
Yeah, what's
right.
that?
Yeah, John says get a haircut.
I love it. Fucking hippie.
Leave me be.
It makes his wife happy.
It does. And forgive the pun, it's starting to grow on me.
Oh, no. God, no. Please, no. All right, Sammy, talk about what we're drinking.
All right, so we are on number 17 this week. This is Kentucky Owls, the Wiseman. Should run you about $60 on the shelf, give or take a few. Comes in at 90.8 proof. This blurb is brought to you by Mr. Ted Simmons, who is on Whisky Advocates tasting panel that decides the top 20. It said the first Kentucky Owl release under master blender John Rea. This bourbon drops the high proof and price point typically associated with Kentucky Owl for something much more approachable. A blend of bourbons ranging from 4 to 8 years old, green apple candy, cinnamon stick, buttered popcorn, and sage on the nose. Ginger spice and sweet bubblegum notes intertwine on a creamy palate along with blackberry tart and cocoa powder. Candied raspberries on the finish are matched with a sustained spice that lingers. I'm not sure that it lingers for me necessarily, and I don't get a ton of spice off of it. I get a bit more of those candied notes for sure.
Yeah, very candied. A lot of candied fruit to this. The ice helped this whiskey a lot.
It did. It opened up a bit more.
So when we do our sound check, our pre-show, and we're doing everything, we always take a glass of this neat because we always want to try the spirit the way it was intended.
Absolutely.
But
see
then
the true
beyond
character.
that-
Anything is smooth cold.
Right.
Start there. So you want to see the true character of the spirit.
Right. Precisely. So we always drink it neat ahead of time, but both of us have always lived by the philosophy is drink your whiskey however the fuck you want to drink your
Absolutely,
whiskey.
100%.
If you drink it with Coke, you drink it with Coke. That's fine. I mean, don't do it with a $60 bottle, but it's fine. You know, enjoy your spirit the way you enjoy it. But so for us, typically it's large cube. You know, I mean, I'll occasionally drink something neat, but that's more of I'm drinking a backer to a beer, and I know I'm going to be drinking all night, so I want to kind of go slow a little. You know, but if I'm drinking, normally it's over a large cube, and I find that a large cube takes the edge off of it. It chills it out without watering it down, and it's just my preference. But anywho, this whiskey very much went well with an ice cube. It desperately needed an ice cube.
Absolutely. When I tried it neat, I wasn't impressed at all, to be honest with you.
Tasted young. It tasted a lot younger than 48 years old.
Exactly. It also just didn't have a lot of depth to me. It tasted a bit thin.
Yeah.
But this little bit of water with the melting of the ice cube really opened it up a bit, and now it's presenting really, really well.
I'm
actually not disappointed by this at all anymore.
I'm very glad Kentucky Owl has something that's approachable.
Yep.
Because the Kentucky Owl stuff is great, but it's also a bit of a unicorn bottle, and it's, you're paying $300 nowadays if you want to try to find a bottle of that on a shelf anywhere.
Exactly, and the lowest proof I think I've seen is like 116, 118.
Yeah.
So it's a little hotter. You can only really have one or two, or you're fucked up.
Yeah, precisely.
And when that happens, you can't remember to drink responsibly.
Yeah, boy, look at that.
Smooth.
Look right down the fucking barrel of the
That
camera
was
too.
professional.
Thanks.
That was
Gentlemen, I have a correction.
I think it's my reporter-esque hair, I think.
No, it's actually not your hair they want cut. It's yours, Houston.
Oh, they're asking for my hair to be cut?
I think the beard might be,
Yeah, getting a little long for you? Fuck you, I'm growing it.
Fuck you, I'm growing it.
Yeah, fuck you, I'm growing it. I like the length of it. I want to get it to about here if I could.
I want you to get those little rings.
Oh, if I get it long enough, I mean, I can already twist it and braid it a little bit and have like separate little sides here and all that fun shit. So, but I'd love to
do the rings like the bases from System of a Down. I think that'd be fantastic.
I was gonna say if they wanted my actual haircut, they would have gotten their wish because I did shave my hippie ass head today. It was a little fuzzy. In fact, it was so fuzzy, it took 2 razors. I had to do the first razor to kind of get it all down, and I had to do a second razor actually get it smooth.
There
He's
you go.
just trying to look like Whiskey Dick.
Oh, fuck off.
I think that's probably correct.
Adam's going to sue us for his look.
Oh, okay. Very good. Look, as long as he doesn't ask us to start paying him for the sound drops and the music, we're okay.
Yeah, right.
All righty, kids, let's have ourselves a hell of a show.
Let's do that. There we go.
All right. We got a ton to cover, and typically, Sam, the midweek makeups are kind of a throwaway. Not this fucking time. Brighton 1, Chelsea 1, Man U 3, Brentford 1, Tottenham 3, Leicester 2. Fuck around and find out. Fucking Brighton did it again. Another draw against Chelsea.
Oops.
Yeah.
They did it again.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Free Britney.
Or as I always like to say, Sam.
Get my way downtown, walking fast. I'm a seagull. Go fuck yourself.
Brilliant. Ziyech got the opener. Really, but Brighton were on top. I think pretty much against the run of play, in my opinion. It was a decent strike, but you really think Sanchez could have done better with it.
Yeah.
I think he saw it a bit late, came through someone's legs, maybe Webster's or someone's. But it was a decent little strike. 28 minutes in. Early in the game, though, both teams had some chances right off the break.
Oh, yeah.
But really, Brighton were on top for stretches in this game.
Brighton's starting to have a go with some teams. Brighton's starting to get that, okay, we're here mentality. Like, you can sense it. This was the team. We've talked about this team all over multiple seasons about okay, where's the next step, right? Well, here it is. And, oh, by the way, It's January. You know what? We're not talking about that.
Their slide.
Their slide.
Yep.
They're progressing in the table. They're playing well.
Well, they had that 4 or 5 game losing streak in like October.
Yeah.
When Lamptey was out.
Yeah.
But he was playing fantastic. He was their best player again, by far. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. He's going to end up at a top 6 side.
Right.
Really, probably a top 4 side at some point soon, I think. He's awesome.
It screams to me that's one of those Chelsea lets him go and then re-signs him again for more money.
Yeah.
AKA Rom. Right? Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah. That's their
Manchester United and Pogba.
Yeah.
Did you hear that also? Just briefly. It doesn't mean anything to anything. Rangnick in his interview was like, Paul Pogba probably, when he comes back fit, will probably play really well because he's playing for a move.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody finally said it out loud.
Yeah,
besides
exactly.
us.
It is the case. It absolutely is the case.
It's just very funny. But Brighton were good value. After the goal, though, Chelsea did turn the screw for a bit and were on top, but Brighton held firm. And then a bullet of a header from Webster. It was,
Welbeck. Oh, no, it was Webster in that one. Welbeck was this weekend. Yes.
Yeah.
Confusing my W's.
It was a fantastic header. I mean, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And they Brighton, for me, deserve at least a point. I mean, I wish you could award a team 1.5 points for the performance, and it was that good.
Yeah,
they
agreed.
were excellent.
Despite what we're going to talk about, what they did over the weekend, that pretty much done and dusts Chelsea for the most part, I would say, as far as a title hunt goes.
I think so as well.
I think they're comfortably in third. They're very comfortably in third.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But with City drawing at the weekend and not playing midweek,
right?
They didn't lose any ground either. But
right.
City have a couple games in hand. I mean, there's
no. City's even. City's even on. They're at 23.
Oh,
but they just got tons of
points.
points.
They still have to play us at some point, I think. Oh no, that was the only game that got in.
Yeah.
That was the only game we got in before it all went to shit with red cards and everything else.
Yep.
That's right. But no, yeah.
I understand. It's fucking impossible to
keep up with all this.
Dude, our fantasy league is being held by an entire week, so a makeup game during the FA Cup weekend can be fucking played, okay? That's the fucking chicanery we're dealing with right now. And honestly, for having bullshit set aside, we'll figure it out case-by-case rules, guess what, Premier League? It's exactly what you fucking deserve.
Yep.
It is.
100%.
Fucking just insane. So moving on to the next one, it took a little while because Brentford certainly didn't go away and were in it in the first half, but finally the goals came and they came quick for fucking United.
Yeah, Brentford had a boatload of chances early, but they couldn't convert. And they looked more dangerous throughout the game, in my opinion. Really, it was United that took the lead though on the back of a youngster, Alanga, who I'm not really familiar with at all.
Yeah, he's just recently started seeing playing time,
but. Good play, good composure, and he adapted his run really well after a pretty poor first touch, in my opinion. Got to it well. Greenwood got the second after a good run from Bruno Fernandes and invention from Cristiano. I mean, the chest over to him was perfect, right in stride, didn't have to break stride at all, and Bruno took it down and crossed to Greenwood. Now, Rashford got the third. I think the Brentford keeper could have done better with that one also.
Agreed.
There was a lot of...
He hasn't had a particularly good couple of weeks, the Brentford keeper.
Yeah, for sure.
Fernandes.
Yeah, it's been odd.
Well, yeah, a terrible game it was against
Wolves. But they don't let their heads drop either. They don't.
Not Wolves. It was last week, Brighton, that he had a terrible game against.
But they didn't let their heads drop. I mean, I thought they continued to look dangerous on the break. I thought they had, a couple spells of decent possession and that kind of stuff as well.
Ivan Toney scoring, not scoring a ton, but scoring.
Yep.
It's not like
2 in 2 games.
It's not the Mitro Pookie. It seems like he's getting a few goals. He's progressing.
But the problem is they're letting way too many in. They need some of these, 2-1 losses and 3-1 losses to be 1-0 win.
Yeah,
or draws.
I still feel like Brentford's comfortably safe.
I do too, but the Dean Smith effect is happening.
They could pull a Brighton and have a run of form where they just don't win it all, which it's starting to feel that way right
I think
now
they're
for them.
in the middle of that currently.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
we just haven't gotten to the sheer number that Brighton do.
But I also think we've reached the point, too, that there's 4, maybe even 5 or 6 teams worse than them right now.
Yeah.
Now,
I
could
tend
I
to
see?
agree with that.
Do I see Leeds and Everton improving and probably doing better? Yes, but as far as, and we'll get to it when we talk in Oso, but Burnley, Norwich, Watford, and Newcastle are clearly the bottom 4. Clearly,
Yeah, which
the
one
bottom
stays
4.
up? Yep.
It's become evident. It's a race for 4.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Basically, for me, the game just came down to ruthlessness. It's just United took the chances, Brentford didn't.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I thought Brentford, there's a lot to build on there. Brentford are playing well. They just need to turn that play into actual results, into points on the table.
But then couple of that again for United. It's exactly the week you needed.
Yep.
6 points. You work yourself suddenly at
Back
one
in the
point.
top 4 now.
You're back in the top 4. You're doing what you need to do. Like it's angering because you're just like, fuck. They're actually like you said, the world, the league's better when they're involved, but they're involved in like the shittiest of ways.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of
This
like,
is annoying. It really is annoying.
because particularly, I mean, you look at a team like yours and you're like, we're on the up. Shit's going the right way. Fuck, they're in 4th.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like,
It's annoying. And our
how
game,
the fuck are
and
they
we
in
have
4th?
games in hand.
Yeah.
But they're against fucking like Liverpool and someone else.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Chelsea, I think, actually.
Yeah, you're like, fuck.
Oh, and Spurs,
Yeah, like,
who
fuck.
have started to play better under Conte finally.
Absolutely.
So great.
Let's go ahead and get to that one. Foxes look like they had it in the bag, man. They get the lead. They're up 2-1. Things are going great.
Hands down, the best meme of the week was the referee from the Africa Cup of Nations that was suffering from heat stroke that we talked about last week that blew on 85 minutes for full time.
Oh, so that's the excuse. It was heat stroke. Is that what he said?
That's what he said.
saying?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Is heat stroke? Is heat stroke code for Ugandan underlord that had money riding on the game?
Yeah.
And Ugandan overlord, I mean, with had money riding on the game that he's gonna fucking chop off his hands and leave him in the fucking jungle somewhere.
Could be.
Is that code for heat stroke? Okay, I got you.
No, I mean he did look confused, and I mean that whole situation was very strange. He did look confused though. And it took like 20 minutes for the 4th official to be like, I mean, I could just ref the rest of the game if you want. The whole thing was very strange in that situation. But, you know, Leicester, it's like, where's that guy when you need him?
Yeah, come on, blow the whistle. Game's over.
Yeah.
Come on, step in, help us out.
This was also strange because there was only 5 minutes of stoppage time. Now, I know it's a minimum of and all that kind of stuff. I get that part. But
Yeah.
I don't see a reason to go all the way to 97 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't even a celebration post goal.
Yeah.
So what are you adding the time for?
All right.
But Yuri Tillemans, what a terrible pass that was, and then hardly any effort to get back. But Bergwijn with 2 very good finishes. The first one obviously was quite fortunate the way the coming together of Soyuncu and Doherty for when it just kind of fell in front of Bergwijn, and he snatched at it well, volleyed well. But a couple of really good finishes in this game too, just in general. The Harry Kane goal was very good. The James Maddison finish was fucking lovely. The build up to that goal was brilliant.
It's good he's finally starting to find his stride again, it seems.
Yeah, for sure. It's just you know, I never like seeing Spurs win, you know that. But this one kind of broke me.
It was pretty remarkable. And it's also funny, it's like, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and sell Bergwijn 2 goals in 2 minutes at the death to get a win, a desperately needed win that pushes you right up in the Champions League hunt.
Yeah.
We gotta get rid of him now, maybe.
Right. Yeah. It was one that was said to be, you know, wanting to move on potentially because of lack of playing time.
Right, precisely.
So
Now-
who knows?
The big rumor over there that's apparently going to happen, and that's as we get into the next segment. We'll talk a little bit about it. Apparently, Traore from Wolves
Close
going
to
to
joining Spurs.
yeah, which is just very funny because let's face it, he's just not. The past 2 seasons have not been great for him, and yet still getting the move to the big club. Like, I mean, it's potential
Are they,
alone. Okay, fair enough. Potential alone, that's
Be a big
what's
club. You have to win something
Right.
in this last 25 years.
I wonder if it's legitimately to do what we've talked about him over prior seasons, is going to one of the quote big six clubs to be super sub. Your pace and ability can change a game from the 70th minute on, and that's what we need you for. Don't expect to start. This is your job.
Yeah, I would like to see him do something really daft to piss off Antonio Conte, because one of the most angry, feared men head coaches in world football against the absolute beast that Adama Traore is the next YouTube boxing event that we need. I think.
Heard. We need.
I think that'd be great.
We need the goddamn. What's their name? The brothers.
The Logan and Jake.
Yes,
Paul.
we need the Paul brothers to go ahead and promote that shit right now. Conte Traore, spur off.
No spurs allowed.
The battle for Europe is heating up, and a few teams are taking advantage of other slip-ups. Man U 1, West Ham 0, Arsenal 0, Burnley 0, Wolves 2, Brentford 1, Chelsea 2, Tottenham 0. Fergie time, still alive and going well, even though he doesn't coach Manchester United anymore.
Or Spurs.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a terrible game, to be honest.
Oh, my God.
It was such a hard watch. There was not a lot of proper chances for either team, to be completely fair. But West Ham only managed one shot on target.
Yeah.
Manchester United were terribly wasteful.
It was.
I mean, they had something like
such a
18
drab.
overall shots and 4 on net.
Yeah.
And it took, as you say, until stoppage time to get the winner, the decider in this game. It's just, it was terrible. I said, honestly, it was so poor that neither of them deserved to win this game. 0-0 would have been the perfect score for both of their performances, but Rashford fucked it up in the 90 plus third minute with an actual moment of quality that I started to believe that no one was capable of on the day. And also, by the way, Cavani was offside.
Yeah.
And West Ham should have had a penalty as well. So everybody was off their game and had a shit day. It was fucking turgid.
I would very much agree. I think West Ham, hey, Smokey has been reading the documents. He's a patriot now. He's a believer. Oh, wait. By the way, Twitter, that is what we call satire. There's nothing that I'm actually endorsing. It's called satire. Do we understand that?
You can't get banned from Twitter, right? Unless you incite a riot at the Capitol. That's like the only way.
But
I've never said this. Twitter's such a cesspool of shit.
Even that.
But Smokey immediately after the penalty not called goes, starting to believe this theory. I want to read. Where's the documents?
Yeah.
Because let's face it, if that was Bruno Fernandes in the other box, that's a fucking penalty. And we'll get to the fucking Liverpool Jota penalty later on.
Yeah. Not a penalty.
You can't tell me VAR
Also,
doesn't...
Mo Salah, was it Oxlade-Chamberlain, or who was it that was like 3 yards offsides?
Oh, yeah, and interfered in the play. Those are both points that I have when we talk about that game. But I'm happy and I'm sad because I hit my bet, too.
Right.
But, if that's on the other end of the field, does that get called? Yeah, and that's what's fucked up about VAR is it's supposed to be ironing these things out, not shedding more of a cloud of...
But part of the problem is it still involves humans.
Oh, yeah.
With either biases or, like Stuart Atwell, or with biases, with opinions, with interpretations of the rules, with all that sort of stuff. Maybe various, levels of capability with the technology itself, all that sort of stuff. So who really knows what those conversations are going on? What I think rugby referees are mic'd up. You can hear what they say on the television. I think it would go a long way if they were a little bit more transparent with what happens.
Yeah. There was a point brought up by the desk on NBC. Well, it's no longer NBC Sports, on USA Sports.
Not even sports, just USA
Yes,
channel.
on USA, but the Premier League mornings brought up by that team is that there's this long conversation between the official and the VAR official, and then he walks over to the screen. Why not just immediately walk? It should be, hey, mate, think you should probably take a look at this. He stops talking to video assistant referee, and he goes, makes a judgment for himself, looks at the screen real quick and goes, yeah, that's a penalty, or no, that's not a penalty.
Yeah, it shouldn't be a panel discussion.
Right, because ultimately, at the end of the day, the man in the middle of the pitch, it's his call.
The only binary thing that they have to deal with is offsides.
Yeah.
Everything else should remain with the referee.
That draws a fucking line. But other than that, I think a referee, and it shouldn't be a conversation, because if the ref in your ear says, I really think this happened, they can then frame it at Stockley Road. They can frame it to be exactly where the spike is up, getting into the ankle, but then you don't see the whole slide through, and it's like, oh, his foot fucking slipped up a little. He wasn't going for him. Like, all they see is spike, ankle. Oh, clearly he's trying to break his ankle. No, he's fucking not. Like,
son.
True. But he does it for the children, Sam. Sam. The fucking children. Got documents that say so. Fuck you. Anywho, but yeah, you're right.
Not the stepchildren though.
Yeah, we've spent too much time talking about a game that was honestly very boring. Got a feel for West Ham because you have dropped 6 points to a team you probably should have split 2 with.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, very disappointing.
100%.
Talking about very boring games, missed opportunities for the Gunners. Oh my God, missed opportunities for the Gunners. I mean,
if we don't make a European place, we can point to this result, and the game against you is reasons why.
You didn't lose, but you got Burnleyed.
It was pitiful.
Yeah, you got Burnleyed.
My notes consist of nothing really to say, boring as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah,
well,
and
it was. There's nothing to dissect. Nobody played football. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Our
Ben White looks good.
Our boy Simon,
right back.
Our boy Simon, you only say that because you've got the hair and you think you look like Ben White now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only reason why you're giving him the shout out.
tattoos.
It's the only reason why you give him the shout out.
Sexy.
No, not at all.
Drop a comment below if you think so. If you don't, fuck you.
Our boy Simon leaned in and talked about that and was just like, yeah, he had up on his Facebook page just a huge step back. It's like,
yeah,
there's been such good momentum for your club, and that's one of the ones, like, that's a team that should be rusty.
I was really worried about going into that game in general. We should have beat them, yes, but they've been a bogey team for us. Remember when Granit Xhaka tried to do that weird clearance and it hit Chris Wood in the side?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Scored. Yep. It's like shit happens against Burnley. They're our new Stoke.
Yeah.
Shit used to happen for us against Stoke all the time. 2 players got legs broken, and we would always either draw or lose to a Rory Delap long throw. So we have that one fucking shit team that we can't beat. And it's Burnley.
It was a cold, rainy Wednesday in Burnley.
Yeah. No shit. It's just garbage. It's just absolute garbage. I mean, to not go in there and move the ball quickly, to not Sambi Lakonga didn't really put a foot wrong, but he didn't try to do anything positive either.
Right.
I thought he had a solid performance, but it wasn't a good performance.
Yeah.
There was, Saka did everything he could. He was getting kicked all over the field. There was a few times, I think it was Ashley Westwood maybe should have been given a red for an elbow, a second yellow, which obviously should have been sent off, but it clearly elbowed, I think it was Odegaard.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Odegaard had a pretty decent game. Though.
He was, again,
the lone spot really in a team.
Lacazette missed a couple chances.
Yeah,
it just it's annoying. Nick Pope had one amazing save and Aaron Ramsdale did too, to be fair. But Emil Smith-Rowe's chance from around the penalty spot when the ball squirted out to him, it was a wicked strike on that coming through bodies.
Yeah,
and Pope was able to claw it away.
Oh,
so it just you're right. There's nothing else about it. We got Burnley.
Yeah, and the unfortunate part for you now is what has been a great run of form and really seemingly a turn in the right direction, because there's so many teams kind of now in the hunt for Europe. A couple more of these, you can find yourself in 8th place and not playing any European football. Like, it could easily happen.
Oh, yeah.
There's enough good teams, and we're about to get on to Wolves, who are rolling.
Yep.
And now with the moves that Villa have made, the 8th place is not going to be easy. There's a lot of good fucking teams.
Yeah.
If
God
you're
not
forbid,
consistent,
Brighton
you don't
hangs around.
beat the teams you're supposed to beat.
Brighton
you can very
hangs around.
easily find yourself in 9th.
West Ham, still a good squad. Like, Leicester gets their shit together. Like, we talk about it. Could be a really good team, not in the top 10 this season. Going to be a really good team, not in the top 10.
Absolutely. But you know what helps getting Burnley, get you through that?
What?
Little retail therapy. That's one of the shirts in the DU Drip Shack. Just go on at DU Football Show on all the social medias, and you'll find the link to the DU Drip Shack, and you can find all their sweet swag, including your I Got Burnley t-shirt.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Brett, why haven't you gone and bought a You Got Burnley shirt yet?
Yeah.
It's in claret and blue. It's pretty fucking fantastic.
Also, I'll take care of it. Don't worry. That was well done by me.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was quite
I'll take care of
Jonesian.
that.
I mean, we talk about my little conspiracy theory rants.
Careful. Sattery.
Yes, the Sattery.
The Sattery.
Not conspiracy theory rants. But yeah, that was brilliantly done, Mr. Graham. Well done. Don't look now. 80s reference coming. Somebody's hungry like the Wolves. They are playing some.
Fucking terrible.
Nope. That is not going to be a show title.
Okay, it won't be.
He really tried for that, didn't he?
No, I was doing it purposely to be funny. But
Missed the mark again.
oh damn. Now that's a show title. That's a show title right there.
What do Big Sam and Alex Lacazette have in common? They missed the mark again.
Missed the mark again. Oops, I missed the mark again.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jesus.
Wolves are fucking they're on right now, man. They are playing some good ball.
Yes, they are.
Despite drone strikes and equipment malfunctions and all the crazy shit that
Also,
could possibly happen.
what a weird fucking weekend.
Yeah.
For all that stuff. You had the floodlights on Friday night at Norwich.
Yep.
That they ended up just, fuck it, we're just going to play anyway.
Yeah, like we'll
After
figure it out.
a 15-minute stoppage.
Yeah, is Watford really paying attention to just let the lights
They
be
actually
off?
just helped
They're half
not
asleep. It's
not
okay.
see the shit show that was that game.
Yeah.
The apparently also Josh Sargent can only score when it's dark. If he can see the goal, he can't hit it.
Yep.
The so you had that happen. Then you had the drone here. There was I forget which other game it was. It might have been Spurs Chelsea. That the second half was delayed by about 4 minutes because the assistant had a technical issue with his battery pack.
No, that was this one. This was Brentford.
that was this
Wolves.
game
He
also?
had to go take care of his battery pack.
Fuck. Oh, I think there was another. I thought there was two of those.
Oh,
then,
shit.
If that's the case, because I didn't watch this one. I'm pretty sure it might have been Newcastle Leeds. Somebody had a white top on, and the referee was late to the second half.
I was watching this one because it
you know
got
what Chelsea
delayed
Spurs
so much.
was the hole in the side of the net.
Ah, yep, that's right.
They had to
Hole in the
wait
side
for
of the
them to
net.
come. Yeah, and I wanted some like intricate knot to happen.
No zip
No,
tie.
it's a fucking zip ties.
Zip
How
tie.
disappointing is that? Safe, practical, and fast.
Like-
I want it to be a drawn out process that uses get some Navyman from the crowd to come out and do some weird slip knot.
Actually,
shit.
what I wanted to see was the whole grounds crew pop down the goal real quick and do like a super,
do a whole fast change.
like Christmas Story with changing the tire, the dad doing it on
Yeah.
speed dial.
Well, but that never happens in England.
have Kepa the keeper go, oh fudge. Except for he didn't say fudge. I said the F dash word. Fuck. We like to say fuck a lot on
Yes.
this show. It's what we do.
But the that doesn't happen in England. You don't get the perfect harmony that is the tire change in NASCAR
Right.
or the rolling out of the tarp in baseball. You don't get that in English
has to be
sport.
so
It's
politely
drawn out
awkward.
and polite and fucking we've got to talk about it for 10 minutes and
Politely awkward. 'Cause
even the
there has to be an
referee took his
awkwardness to it
slow,
as well.
sweet ass time strolling over to look at it after being alerted to it by the linesman.
Yeah, exactly.
Painful. All right. But yeah, this was a weird game.
It's funny. There was nothing in the first half. I mean, it was a shit
At
first
all.
half,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
suddenly goals in the second half, and boom, you're like, oh, shit, 2-1, game's over.
Yeah, so there's a few oddities that don't happen very often in football that I love. Outfield players going goal when you've used all your subs and your goalkeeper.
Live for
sent
that
off.
shit.
Yeah, it's awesome. Actually, Comoros maybe the one of the smallest African nations in the African Cup of Nations. I love this rule. AFCON said if you have 11 fit players, you're playing your fucking game. Period. All 3 goalkeepers on that squad have COVID.
No shit.
They have to play the entire fucking match, and it happened today at
No subs.
7 p.m. their time.
No
in
subs.
Cameroon. So it would have been like maybe at noon or 1 here. I haven't seen the result yet, but yeah, no subs, and the fucking Iron Man and an outfield player in net.
So they had to do what we used to do with the youth team all the time. Be like, all right, let's start picking numbers. I got a number
Yeah.
behind my back. Who's playing goalie tonight?
Exactly. So, I mean, you hate to see you feel bad for them. You know, one of the smallest nations in the competition made it to the knockout stage. Awesome. Great job. By the way, our rules state that you have to play anyway.
Yeah.
And doesn't matter if you don't, because the Premier League, we've already discussed many times, you have to have at least 14 players, and one of them has to be a goalkeeper.
Right. And all of them have youth academies, can easily
Exactly.
they've got bodies.
Yeah.
They've got bodies. Like we've seen it happen before where you pull a kid off the youth side and whose ringer is on? Who is the fucking rookie with their ringer on?
Okay, technically the ringer's not on. I was turning the volume up to make sure when Pat calls in, I don't have him muted, and I'm just going to go ahead and mute myself and shrink behind the 26-inch monitor.
Probably the wisest, smartest words my wife has said to me since we've been together. Anywho, Mr. Graham, continue.
But yeah, so that, and then also when 2 players on the same team run into each other. Love that. Massive clash of heads.
Yep.
Both of them end up bleeding. Both laid out fucking Superman that hoe. It was fucking hysterical. I feel bad for him. Obviously, he had to go off on concussion protocol and all that kind of stuff. But
Right.
absolutely fucking hysterical. Love seeing that. Like 2 little kids in the outfield, you know, bang. Mm-hmm. Love it.
Just running for one fly ball.
It's one of those kind of guilty pleasures that I do feel bad about it. And I hope they're okay, but it's so fucking funny when it happens. So that happened, which was good. Ivan Toney had a great volley to equalize.
Oh, it was a
but just a
beautiful goal.
couple of minutes later, you got your typical obligatory outside of the box Ruben Neves strike that was just well placed. Nothing you could really do about it. But Moutinho's goal was fucking lovely. Mm-hmm. It was lovely.
It's funny. Everybody kind of wants to write off Moutinho and
He's
Neves
old as fucking dirt.
because they're both getting up there in years, but seem to be managing just fine. The team seems to be managing just fucking. You have no Jimenez and no Wang and Podence and Silva. Get it fucking done. Like cruising right along. Very quietly, this team is just working their way right in. And I could totally see them being the Europa Super Conference Jelly Bean Ball team. Like whatever the fuck they're calling the tournament now. You know the one that Tottenham got thrown out of because they didn't play their game.
Yeah, because they didn't tell Ren they had a COVID problem until like 12 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah.
How are they already in the country? Yeah. Exactly. It's absurd.
My bad, B. My bad.
It's absurd.
Moving on to the final match of this segment. Nothing else matters. Ziak's goal.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And 2 minutes later, but that other strike that
almost scored
Lloris,
again.
that Lloris kept out.
They call it
Fucking brilliant.
They call it the postage stamp goal because it is into the corner like there was a postage stamp there. People talk about that goal. It's not normally that goal. That was legitimately.
Yeah. You literally could not have held it into the corner any better with your hand.
If you held the ball up there in the corner with your hand, you would see the tiniest of little triangles of a gap of air where that ball was in the corner and the bottom of the post.
It was fucking beautiful.
It was gorgeous. And you talk about the tree trunk. Like, that's the worst tree trunk in the world as a
big time.
keeper. Because you just go, fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
It had movement. It had bend.
Like,
it had pace. It had dip. It was everything. It was everything.
as a keeper, you're yelling "fuck you" at the ball as it's going.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do about
Yeah,
it.
just-
There's not a goalkeeper in the world saving that.
You're like, you. If I made you do that 10 times in a row, you would never do it again, ever. Like,
Yeah, there was an old T-shirt I had. It was you could very easily tell it was the arms of David Beckham, right? Mm-hmm. Just because it was somebody setting up for a free kick, and
Right.
it was a Manchester United long sleeve shirt.
right.
On the T-shirt I had, and it was it said, "If you own the laws of physics, you own the game." Was the caption on the shirt, right? And this was just, he used every ounce of fucking Stephen Hawking there, man. It was
just ridiculous.
fantastic.
And
Absolutely fantastic. That's what you fucking live for. And you know what? It's like golf. It's a shit game, in my opinion. I mean, there was chances here and there, but not really of the necessary quality from either team.
Oh, you're in the
to be
locker room at
completely honest.
halftime, and you're Tuchel. You're like, fuck.
Right, what are y'all doing?
Like, we're about to be
This is terrible.
We're now fighting for our lives for Champions League,
yeah.
not like, because
this is just, it was another turgid game, except for these 2 moments of brilliance.
And-
then about the 8 minutes after that, Chelsea dominated and really tried to turn the screw, and where Thiago Silva's goal came from. But besides that, the game was chippy.
Right.
It was disjointed. There wasn't a whole bunch of free-flowing anything. It was like
it's
a
what
14
Conte wanted that game
Oh,
to be.
yeah. It was like 14-minute span of
Yeah.
decent football by Chelsea and domination, and then everything else was garbage. But just like our golf games, right? Everything else is trash. But that one fucking sweet shot right down the middle, it goes 310, it keeps you coming back.
Be like,
That keeps you coming back. And-
all I remember is the 90-yard fucking chip shot that I put right in the fucking cup. That's all that
Exactly.
matters.
Exactly.
That was
That's it.
That was for par.
Yep.
Fuck all of
And
you.
next
I'm
weekend,
done
I'm
today.
going to spend another $200 doing this.
I'm gonna go shoot $130. Fuck off.
Yeah. It was like when I got my eagle.
Yep.
I shot like a 117 that day.
Yep.
But
yeah.
I got an eagle.
Got a fucking eagle.
Played
Fuck
again on Wednesday.
Fuck you. We're good.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, I think that honestly, that really fucking saved Chelsea from, really being in a dog hunt.
They could have been in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I'm with you.
Like we both already said, we kind of agree they're probably comfortably third. Mm-hmm. You know, because I think the rest of the group is going to be fighting too much with each other to really gain points on.
Yeah, I can
them.
agree with that.
Interesting side note: Hugo Lloris gets signed to an extension. So that kind of
It's weird.
There was a lot of talk of Pickford to Spurs there for
I
a
would have
while.
loved that.
A lot of talk of that for a while.
Some of his mistakes this year, I would have loved that.
and
Spurs would be back in a Looney Tune Conference Cup. Would have been great. Or just out of Europe altogether, which is where Jordan Pickford normally finds himself.
very true. I'd like to say you're lying, but you're not lying. And just seemed odd. I mean, keepers, as we've always said, can have a long career, but he's getting into his late 30s now. So just found that interesting considering some of the moves that Conte is looking for them to make. And he's been very critical of the board of, I need things to happen and I need to see them happen. And he's already doing the challenge of Levy, which also then makes me get a little nervous of, what is this the same old Spurs? Because they certainly didn't do anything for Mourinho. I mean, I know you fucking love this shit.
All or nothing. That's all I'll say. All or nothing.
Rounding out the rest of the league, and so that happened. Norwich 3, Watford 0, Villa 1, Everton 0, Newcastle 1, Leeds 0, Leicester 1, Brighton 1, Man City 1, Southampton 1, Liverpool 3, Palace 1.
I think you've done Southampton a disservice here.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Put it in this segment.
yeah, there was other things to talk about, and we're going to give Southampton their due.
Kenny's going to be pissed.
Southampton did to City what West Ham couldn't do to United.
I mean, they lost 9-0 2 years consecutively. 2 calendar years consecutively.
You just wanted to work in a 9-0 remark. That's all it was. Look
And
at
now
you
they've
building that up.
Now they've drawn Manchester City in those. And really, that kit that City wears deserves nothing more than a point. It's fucking pitiful, that thing. Ugh.
Very good. So, Norwich, Sargent, the American, scores a brace. How about that?
What happens when you can't see the goal? There's no pressure.
Both goals really fucking nice. That little back heel thing was fucking sexy.
Like the theater. Yeah. Maybe Norwich. Maybe that's what they need to do. Just dim the lights on the crowd so they think they're just playing a training game.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the key.
It's gotta be tranquil and calm.
Yeah.
Right? Everybody has a little hemp, a little THC, a little weed before the game.
Just let the actors do their thing out. You know what I mean, and not be bothered with who's there. Yeah. I think that's the key.
Norwich is not in the middle of nowhere. Let it be kind of like a cool, comfortable setting, right?
Yeah, exactly. And what do they do? The 17 minutes of stoppage time for this or some shit. So, but it ended up being the perfect tonic.
Yep, it worked.
So just let them have it. Do it. Just dim the lights. Nobody can laugh at your drunk chairwoman.
Nope.
It'll be great.
No. So the Norwich could find them.
They're out of the relegation zone as of now.
Right. Teams behind them have games in hand, but
yeah.
But
do we expect them to win them?
But what you need to worry about ultimately is being out of the zone, and they are currently out of the zone, and that's all that matters. But a bigger thing that's more worth
Dean
talking
Smith
about.
rides again.
Yeah, good Lord. Definitely worth talking about is Watford up to their normal Watford ways. Ranieri gone.
Yeah. Fucking out. Apparently it was mutual consent. Yeah. I don't know who's going to come in.
So Watford's up to their same old bullshit. It's just,
I mean, that's their style. That's what they choose to do. It obviously wasn't working.
Yeah.
I mean, they started to play a bit better. They did get, but this is what, the third season that we've not in a row because they went down to the championship last year, but this is the third season in the Premier League where they will have had 3 managers.
Yeah. Yeah. Again.
Yeah.
Fucking again. Like,
I just don't get it.
Oh, my point of view is very... I've always been on the term of where I said I think Newcastle's the one that escapes, almost a too big to fail situation. This pretty much ices it for me. Watford's going down.
Yeah, I would tend to agree.
Going down. Like, I feel very confident saying
they're in the middle
down.
In the middle of a fight with Nigeria over Emmanuel Dennis and the situation surrounding his injury, why he didn't link up with the national team for AFCON.
Right.
All sorts of shit.
Yeah, it plays for him.
Yeah, they got a lot of shit going on right now.
Yeah. It's not.
Watford is the producer Mel of the Premier League. They got a lot of shit going on. A lot going on over there.
No, a whole lot going on over there. God damn. And so like I said, Norwich is out of it for now. Good for them. Who knows what's going to happen with games in hand. Like I said, I still tend to think Newcastle's going to probably be the one that escapes.
Now, what makes me nervous for Norwich, and they did take their chances here, but what does make me a bit nervous for them is even down to 10 men after Emmanuel Dennis's red card, Watford had 4 or 5 good chances.
Yeah,
I mean they
did.
It's not like Norwich dominated them after that.
No,
the scoreline for me was a little flattering, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
But Norwich is the manager killer apparently.
Yeah.
Dean Smith lost his job after losing to Norwich.
Mm-hmm.
No, he lost to Southampton actually.
Yeah,
is when he lost, didn't he?
But he had lost points to Norwich before that.
Just before that, yeah. And then who else got fired? Did somebody else get fired after losing to Norwich?
I could not tell you. I do not remember.
What did Newcastle win it?
Might have been.
It's Steve Bruce.
Yeah, might have been. Yeah.
I think that might be right.
No draw. They had a draw, I think.
Something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, and then now Ranieri. So Norwich dropping points to Norwich seems to be the tonic to get you to lose your
I got
job.
the other one, Rafa.
Oh, it was you.
Yeah,
that's right.
Me. Rafa.
That's right. I forgot.
Hey,
I knew there was a Newcastle link though.
Hey, you know what? Let's talk about me. Kind of a shit game. I mean, it was it was all Villa first half, all Everton second half.
Yeah. So the only thing I wrote down because I figured you two would have a marriage counseling moment is Everton looked like they cared more.
Yeah,
it was a better performance than like a more dogged kind of desire performance
The fans were into it. The players were into it. They seemed it felt different.
But the big thing you can tell is that Decore, Calvert-Lewin, and Richarlison still aren't back up to full speed yet.
No, not at all. Not at all.
With missing those players hindered Rafa what he was trying to do. His little spat with Digne obviously hindered what he was trying to do. But the team, their body language was different.
Yeah.
This weekend.
I would say Rafa being
like
a shit coach hindered what Rafa was trying to do.
They looked like they believed.
Unless if you read the documents.
He's a Champions League winner.
Yeah, and that's about it.
All right.
If you read what
that's
the documents.
About it. That's the biggest prize of world football.
You know what? He wanted to fucking destroy Everton from within.
Real Madrid, for Christ's sake.
And his greatest work has been trying to destroy Everton from within, which we will talk about on injury time. We're not talking about
the last thing. The last thing I want to mention about this before you two have your say is credit to Big Dunk.
Mm-hmm.
Went around that morning. For all the disgruntled Everton fans that just left a couple £100 behind each Everton pub on that side of Stanley Park to just say, have a beer on me because I know you're pissed off at everything that's going on right now. And on the DU Football Show, recording in the DU Public House, just want to know where the fuck is my couple £100? Because you're disgruntled as fuck and you could use a beverage.
I have multiple beverages. I can get you all the beverages. Sam, I would like you to go ahead and turn your little camera there. Just turn your head to the left there, Mr. Graham. There's more than enough beverages should you need them, okay? You'll be okay.
Oh, don't worry, Graham. Sam only has one specific beverage in his future right now.
But Big Dunk
yes,
didn't.
I do.
But Big Dunk didn't pay for those, and I want Big Dunk to buy me a drink.
You want Big Dunk to buy you a drink?
Yes.
Graham, if we ever get our chance to make our way back out there again, I bet you if you ask Big Bunk Dunk to buy you a pint.
Big Bunk Dunk.
Yeah, he's a Big Bunk Dunk. There's a show title. If
better answer fucking results.
Yeah, but he'd buy you a pint if you ask kindly. I guarantee you he'd buy you a pint.
All right.
For me, this wasn't the game you had to win. I think a lot of Everton Twitter is losing their minds right now of like, oh, the new manager bump thing. Honestly, this was a game we just needed to fucking remember who the fuck we were and play with some gumption. Which
what was the quote?
Oh,
do these players know what they asked him? The reporter asked him, do these players know what it means to play for Everton? And Big Dunk responded, they do now.
Yeah, they do now. So for Everton, that's what they really ultimately needed. It was a very poor first half. Again, we'll get into a lot of kind of stuff on injury time. But like people are like, oh, why didn't Anthony Gordon start? Because Anthony Gordon's best position as a young player, honestly, is as a sub. And he directly impacted the game. Because as a sub, if he plays the full game, he does a little too much. He gets lost in the shuffle.
He's also inexperienced. Yeah, I mean, it happens with young players, sure.
And the team, for me, this was you needed the crowd back on your side. You needed the players to give a fuck, right? Which you got. The games that matter now is we got the FA Cup coming up. Seeing some advancement in the Cup would probably be a good ego boost, but at least just playing well. And you're playing a team that's not playing particularly well either in Brentford right now.
Right.
So there is a good chance of advancing there. But it's the next three that matter. The next three are fucking Newcastle, Leeds, and Southampton. Those are all winnable fucking games. Those are the games that matter.
Exactly. Yeah.
You win those three and suddenly you're in 12th place and nobody's going to give a shit at all about what's going on with you as a club.
Right.
Everything will be fine. We don't need to rush to get a manager. Let Dunk fucking handle it. Things are going to be, we need a director of football. We need to take care of all that bullshit. Again, injury time. Talk about that in injury time. I can say this right off the jump. The bullshit that happened with the goal that was scored is fucking uncalled for. Absolutely uncalled for. Throwing shit out of the stands at fucking players is fucking uncalled for. Now, this is also a separate incident. Shithousery is great. We all love shithousery. We all love shithousery till it happens to us.
Here we go.
she's convinced that Buendia was just celebrating calmly. That was fucking shithousery. That was shithousery.
He scored a great goal, went to the corner from where the goal came from, and just put an arm in the air, jumped, and his friends hugged him, and it was all happiness until Everton fans threw shit and hit Cash.
Jumped 10 feet in the air, pumping his fist at the Gladys Street end.
First off, he's only 4'3", so how can he jump 10 feet in the air?
And he did.
It's incredible how that guy got up there. I was like, I'll give snaps for that.
Over a goal that was him just trying to put a ball into play and it went into the back of the net.
I think
that was not intentional.
I think every Everton defender, for allowing the shortest person on the pitch to score, should stand in front of the Gladys Street end and allow them to slap each one of them.
That I don't disagree with.
He just went to a corner. Maybe he didn't remember that was the corner. Maybe he wasn't aware. Maybe he was just excited. I don't know.
I guarantee it's probably his first head goal of his career.
You know,
it was a physical.
Probably.
It was a physical match. He knew exactly what he did. He knew exactly what he fucking did.
The only reason I say it's not shithousery is
it's not victim blaming.
Oh my God, the victim blaming.
The reason I think
Big Dunk goes out and gets the fans drunk, and the drunk fans throw shit at a guy who's just happy because he scored, and you're going to victim blame? This goes all the way back to Big Dunk. I think we have a separate conspiracy.
Well, maybe he shouldn't wear such a short skirt and ask for it then.
I told you them turtlenecks were the way to the future. Satire, Twitter.
Yeah.
Satire. It's another way to say satire.
Yeah.
The other thing I would say about that, the only reason I don't call it shithousery is because there was no dig associated with it. Like Jamie Vardy doing the eagle to the Crystal Palace. It's a specific dig. But there's no other real rivalry between that player and your club for no reason.
It was a pretty physical game. There was a lot of knocking around. There was definitely
That's
some
why I say
fighting.
it's not shithousery. And
right.
when it's Vardy, it's a specific dig. Or Townsend doing the Ronaldo.
There was no gesturing at the crowd. There was no. He didn't even make eye contact.
He
with the
pumped
crowd.
his fist at the No, okay,
he
that's
pumped
bullshit.
His fist in the air,
right at the Gladys Street end, jumped up in the air and threw his. No, fuck. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I just
I'm not
want
saying
you
it
guys
wasn't
to
a dick
remember
move.
this.
No. I'm not saying it was a dick move.
Conversation. Want y'all to remember this conversation when it happens to your people.
Listen, I'm not saying it wasn't a dick move, but for instance, right? I don't think when Rodri ran over to the corner that our fans were at, right, and celebrated his 92nd minute winner or whatever it was in that City game when we were down to 10 men. That's not. It's a dick move, but it's not shithousery. There needs to be a victim in shithousery for me. So like Adebayor, who used to play for us, when he scored and then got sent off when he played for Tottenham, and we won 5-2, when he ran the length of the field and knee slid in front of the away Arsenal fans. That's because it's a specific dig to fuck you. I don't think he was. That's where it's a dick move. Don't get me wrong. It's not right.
Every game, people that score a goal go to the corners and go, yeah, and get hugged.
Yeah, but
and
it's usually in front of their own fans. It is a dick move.
Or they turn around and celebrate with their own players. They don't do it right at the fans of the other team.
That's just, I don't cross the line of shithousery because there needs to be a victim.
Now,
And at the
shithousery
end-
would be Steven Gerrard with his little thumb in his mouth move.
Yeah.
That would be shithousery.
Babies.
By the way, I was living for both the pregame and the postgame handshake.
It was fantastic.
Handshake between Dunk and Gerrard was literally the minute their hands touched,
They both pulled away.
they were both turning away from each other.
They never
both
looked at
times,
each
just
other.
like fuck you.
Steven Gerrard did give
I'm
fuck
surprised
the
it
fans on his
wasn't
way out.
one of these.
Hey,
Dude, it was the best.
Copite, fucking scouse, fuck you.
Gerard's coming out, and then you can just see him with that shit-eating grin, and then the assistant coach and him are just giggling with their hands in front of their faces, and I know they're like, you hear them yelling at me, ha, ha, ha. We're about to kick their asses, ha, ha, ha. And
All
with
right.
their favorite player, ha, ha, ha.
I would have liked if they were walking out at the beginning of the game and Dunk grabbed Steven Gerrard's arm and was like, don't slip. Watch your step.
Yeah. Because that's the one thing that Dunk could look at Gerrard and do and go, hey, we have the same number of Premier League titles, don't we? At least I was never so close that I missed it just by slip. Just a little slip. Slight slip.
Just let some points slip through the cracks.
Two last thoughts, and then we got to get on to the next game.
Hopefully one of those thoughts is your shot of Malört.
Yes, I know. The referee, he did the bit that I fucking hate, where the whole first half, we can clearly tell this is a physical match, and we're just going to have a lot of talks instead of actually.
You can't do that.
Like, he finally gives Andres Gomez a yellow card for what was basically a professional foul. He was, Ramsey was going to run into space. He just grabbed him, pulled him down. Fine. You know what? That's perfectly fine yellow. But before that, a lot of shit going on, and he's just letting them get away with it.
Yeah.
And then in the 65th minute, he decides, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the yellow card for Martinez for wasting time on a goal kick. The problem there is you please tell me the number of times you've seen a goalkeeper, Sam, receive 2 yellow cards for time wasting.
Never. Hardly ever.
So you have just given him the free reign to waste all the fucking time. I mean, in every goal kick after that, he was just like, I got to move that one blade of grass.
He just signed a new 5.5-year deal, and he wanted to make sure he was worth it, and just wanted to make sure he hit the ball correctly. He was doing an extra piece of effort. Good on you, Martinez.
Fuck you. Fucking 6-pointer off of me. But the good news is, there's still the chance. God, that tastes like shit.
By now you should be used to it. How many is that in a row?
14 almost?
No, not 14.
Not in a row, yeah, because you had that one draw in there. Or no, but you beat us. That's what it was. 1 win, 14.
Stomped all over
I like
my
how
joke.
Pro Arsenal forgot that one.
That's what the point I was going to get to is 6 points off me. I'll take 6 points off Sam. Sam will take 6 points off you, and it'll all be mutually beneficial. We'll all be okay.
Just one big circle jerk.
That's not a show title either.
Damn it.
Leeds completely dominate, but Newcastle find a way to get their second win.
Fucking Looney Tunes. They got me again.
Cost somebody their bet.
Not a very pretty game, obviously, but it was end-to-end stuff. I mean, both teams had chances. They just didn't have the quality to fucking do anything with it. Dubravka did play very well, kept Leeds out on a number of occasions. But Meslier didn't cover himself in glory.
No. He should have had that. He should have had
He
that.
had it.
Yeah.
And it just let it bounce right into the back of the net.
Bad.
Very slow roller from John Joe Shelby. Now, he saw it late, which doesn't really help, but the pace wasn't on the shot for it to do what it did. It was very confusing. It should never have been a goal, just period.
You know what's odd in that regards, too, is Callum Wilson's probably a better striker than Chris Wood, but Chris Wood seems to fit what they're doing better with Maximon and Frazier running down the sideline.
They need somebody to hold up play.
It might actually work better, where it seemed like the move was just take away a key piece from Burnley, from
teams around you,
right. But it actually seems like it might actually be a good little move for them. Really, really good little move for them.
Could be. It adds some much needed depth.
Yeah,
because Callum Wilson, much like Mikel Antonio, can't stay fit for an entire season.
Right,
so they
precisely.
need somebody. He's also very proficient at championship level.
Yeah.
So, which they may need next year.
I would say he's pretty proficient at a Premier League level. He's been a double-digit goal scorer for, 5 straight seasons, 6 straight seasons?
What's 11 goals? I could do that.
Okay. Well, you know who hasn't done that? A lot of fucking people, because I think he's one of 6.
And guess what I have going for me that he doesn't have going for him? My eyes are the normal distance apart. I don't look like a fucking tool.
Okay, very good. Well,
I don't like his face. I don't like Chris Wood's face.
Sam, I'd like you to take a real hard look at your hair currently with the little end.
It's hot, man.
I would say you are the picture perfect example of what a tool. Open up Webster's, tool, right there. That you
hot.
Doing what you're doing right now.
Come on, bro.
Yeah.
Don't be mad.
Go ahead.
You can only do this.
Yeah, I feel
I
you.
do that too.
I feel you, Paris. Go ahead and keep it up. You're hot. I get it. Leicester Brighton, honestly, about as even of a match as a match could be. Damn near close to the same shots, damn close to the same shots on goal, damn near close to the same possession.
Yeah.
It just seemed like, one team was ahead for a while, the other team was ahead for a while.
But for the first half, it was there were only half chances, really. I mean, there was no clear-cut real opportunity in the first 45 minutes. So for me, a little bit boring again.
Yeah.
And some of these games were kind of fucking strange. But Leicester began brightly in the second half. Daka got on the end of a bit of a pinball situation in the Brighton box. And then Brighton wasted a host of opportunities. Danny Welbeck got a goal. Always love to see a former Arsenal player score.
And that's what I was going to say. The most Welbeck of Welbeck goals.
Yeah,
like, just hey, look, there's Danny Welbeck. He used to play in this league. Look at that.
Yep. Tielemans did not give that ball away and actually ended up clearing a ball off the line as Brighton pushed for a winner. But it is the second time that Leicester have dropped points from a winning position. Newcastle, we've already spoken about this season, have the most points dropped from winning positions. But Leicester, 2 in a row.
Yeah.
And they've dropped points from winning positions.
Not good, because they could be sitting in the position Wolves are sitting in right now if they just held on to both of those games.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
very, very interesting. Now the big clubs, the chase at the top. Great game from the Saints, man. Get that early goal, and they just did what they did the last time they played City. We dare you. Go ahead. Try.
Yeah, I mean, if they had the VAR that was on Liverpool's game, Brozier's goal would have stood.
Oh, absolutely.
Or the Manchester United game, to be fair. It was awesome. What a strike from Kyle Walker-Peters to start the game off. It was 12 minutes in or whatever it was. It was outside of the right boots. Absolutely fantastic. Just vicious. It had everything about it. And literally, the only thing he could have done in that position was that. It's just like, I see what's the TikTok going? Oh, you're the only one that watches it, Sam. Sorry. I understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Get it? I'm supposed to do something with that?
Yep.
Or no?
Little dance. Pop it.
Sorry. Hold on. Got it. All right. But TikTok douche. And they could have been 2-0 up, as I say, because Southampton were pushing. They were organized as fuck. Once City did get their goal, though, you saw Southampton go fuck.
Yeah.
And just kind of fall into themselves. They had the odd counterattack here or there after that. And Ederson was forced into like 2 pretty good saves. But Southampton ended up riding their luck a bit in that second half. I think City hit the post like 3 or crossbar like 3 times.
But that's how you frustrate City.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And also it was Wolverhampton ball at its best, where they play those little pockets. We've talked about it before. It's these little triangles, right? Where if the ball's on the wing, it's the central midfielder, it's the outside back, and it's the winger, and they all kind of do this little triangle of pressure. And then if the ball gets kicked to the middle, it's suddenly the 2 central midfielders and the striker, and it's this little triangle of pressure. And it worked. It frustrated the shit out of City. And then you're able to do that long enough that you don't just do park behind 11 behind the ball. Fuck you, we dare you. And they were able to do that at the end as opposed to the whole fucking match, which if you do that the whole fucking match against a team like City, City will crack the code. They were able to it was just, as far as defensive, how you play a defensive game, you played a very defensive game, but not in the same fashion throughout the entire game.
It wasn't a Burnley defensive performance.
Right. Fuck you, try to score. We dare you.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
It was much more calculated. It was much more organized and picking their spots, right? And had willing runners on both wings as outlets to take pressure off of the defense and force City back into their own half.
We got a quick counter that's going to make you think about
exactly,
it.
Exactly. So it was a great performance from Southampton.
Yeah.
And like I said, a long, long way from losing 9-0 twice in 2 years.
Yeah. you see, you put the onus on me like I'm the asshole that put it in fucking Oso, and then you decide to bring up 9-0 twice.
Yeah.
You're that kind of a dick. Just Kenny in Narnia, remember, he's the fucking dick, okay? He's the one he's the one closing the cabinet. What is it? The fucking, I don't even remember.
It's a wardrobe.
The wardrobe. He's the one closing the wardrobe, okay?
I'm going to text him as soon as I leave and be like, you have to fucking fast forward to, I can't see it. The other things. What time are we at?
We're well over an hour.
No, I know. I think it's like 64 minutes. I'm going to tell him to fast forward to this spot.
But here's the big thing. As we head into the next match, the door is now open. Might not be open a lot, but it's open enough. Got this win for Liverpool. Then there's a game in hand if they can win that. And then if they beat City, suddenly Liverpool, if all those things fall into place, suddenly Liverpool's only 2 points back.
Yeah. So this
door's open.
This weekend kept the faint hope of a title race alive.
Yeah, right.
Which is nice. The fact that it's between these two guys is annoying.
Yeah.
But that's the situation we find ourselves in. Liverpool.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there's only two things to talk about. Now, I'm happy and I'm sad because, like I said, my bet hit because it was over 2.5 goals and both teams scored. Yay, I hit. But that second goal, the player who scored was not offsides, but the player who was offsides absolutely interfered with the defender. Yep. The defender was not able to see the ball that went over his head and fell to the back post and went in the back of the net. How's that not interfering with the play? Yep. He jumped in the fucking air as the ball, like he made
tried
a play
to play
for the ball.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's fucking offsides. Like
it should be.
And then I said at the very start of the season, the very first game, fucking Richarlison got a yellow card for running into the Southampton defender and initiating the foul. Jota kicked the ball in front of him, took a step to the right to bump into Guaita to then hit the deck. Got the fucking penalty.
Yep.
Like
Ederson, remember, slid out and tackled Ryan Fraser. Rugby style.
Hugo Lloris has grabbed two different people's ankles and gotten away with it.
Was it in that game? In the Chelsea game? I think it was. Doherty and Azpilicueta.
Mm-hmm.
And he had him in a fucking rugby tackle.
Yeah.
No call.
Yeah, no call. Like, I'm baffled how that's a fucking penalty.
Yeah.
I am completely. I mean, he stopped. You watched him stop, plant, and jump at Guaita. Like, the ball was going one way, he went the other. And how does VAR then look at that and go, oh, yeah, penalty? Like, hold on. You wrote a rule that specifically said we are going to stop players from making contact for the foul. And then a guy does it because it's got a little fucking dragon and you'll never walk alone on it. Suddenly now it's okay.
Okay, two things. One, the clapping, you're letting your PG counting come out.
Uh-huh.
Two, it's a liver bird.
Yeah, okay.
Wear a liver bird upon my chest. It's one of their most famous songs. Can't you hear it from your stadium when 40,000 people get going?
We rarely play at the same time. Thank you very much. And also, just let it be said,
there's not enough Irish cops in Scousland. I forgot.
If my PG County's showing, then let me say the following: that call was trifling.
Sure money.
Only one of us hit. Fucking annoying.
Who would that be?
You.
Yeah. Who hit their bid again?
You.
Thank you.
I'm down 607 now. I will read you my cup of losers, and then I will not speak again. Until we do the next segment.
Well, you have to talk to Pat. You run this segment.
Oh yeah. I've talked a lot of shit about Newcastle, and it was justified. But karma's a bitch.
Heard.
Lulz.
Mel, you want to grab that from Mr. Graham and put this into the Dort Spirek Cup of Losers?
It's so annoying. Also, by the way, just so you know, there is no Premier League action next weekend, as it is the international break, so we will not be betting anything new today. Mm-hmm. Next week, we will have a betting segment that will not count towards our season totals, as there is only one Premier League game going off, so tune in for some wild and wacky shit from the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Big Sam, over to you.
I hit. I'm actually beginning to enjoy this bit.
I hate you.
I am now, you said you were down 600?
Yeah.
Don't look now,
607.
stud. Don't look now, stud. I am down only $1,196.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
16.66667% of the time, Sam. It works 100% of the time. Slowly climbing up the charts, baby. It's only a matter of time before we're at 27.9%, like the shirt says.
I can't wait till it's dead even. If when you hit that, don't make another bet ever again.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the shirt
you
forever.
You solved it. You solved betting.
The bit's working. I'm going to stick with it until the Reds win and I lose money. I'm going to keep betting the fucking Reds. Because it's both those things have to happen. So if I don't hit my bet and the Reds lose points, I'm still happy. Otherwise, at least I get to make money off of my misery.
Yeah, fair.
Oh, yeah,
That's not bad. That's not bad. I think we got Pat on the phone, don't we?
And now, it's time for our degenerate gambling friend Pat's Pick of the Week.
Pat, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Oh, I'm just watching Sam be arrogant for no reason.
Why? Because you finally hit one parlay.
Excuse me, that would be 2 bets in a row. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Two out of 12.
Pat, I know you don't know a lot about this, but that would be called a heater.
He climbed to 16.6666667% of success rate.
That's 5 sixes, not because I counted it out on my hand as I did it to make sure I did it correctly. Thank you very much. The numbers are important, Sam. The numbers are fucking important.
Right. So what happened with you this past weekend, Pat?
Well, that Saturday match, Manchester City drawing, that screwed my whole bet for Sunday. So yeah, I lost. I mean, I know you just got done talking about that game, so.
Yeah, so like me, your parlay fell at the first hurdle.
Yep. That always sucks. But that's in real life, that's when you go back to the casino and then double up on the amount for the following 2 bets for that parlay.
Got it.
Spoken like a true degenerate.
Yeah,
that's why we love you.
I'll make sure to keep that in mind.
Why you got a segment on this show, Killer?
Yeah. So
yeah, because my other 2 hit, obviously. So.
Hey, so we decided to do some weird and wacky shit next week that won't count towards the standings. You in for that?
Yeah, it sounds fun. Well, are we going to have a maximum on what we can bet? You know what I mean? So it's equal as far as what we're risking.
You know what I say?
What?
Here, I'm going to throw this down right now. I didn't even talk about this in the pre-show meeting. How about it doesn't count towards season standings, which we've all already agreed on.
Okay.
But whoever loses the most money on this one game, how about Sean Malört for that person?
I'm down for that. You down for that, Pat?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mel,
Yes,
are you
please.
willing to represent Kitty the chicken in that regards?
Not good gambling.
I'll even let you make the bet. I won't even write the chicken, the kitty bit. I'll let you make the bet for
Let me
Kitty.
make my own bet.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm
this
sorry.
mean does this
I'm sorry.
mean-
I'll allow you to console with Kitty directly
With
as
Kitty.
opposed to me.
I'm gonna have to check with PETA and see if feeding Malört shots to a chicken is okay or not.
I would say you should be her proxy, but I'm okay with that.
Peter Griffin?
Would I have to take the shot for her?
Yes.
All right, yeah, I'll do that.
Excellent. Very
All
good.
right,
So
we're in.
4 insanely proppy bets. There's
yeah.
definitely numbers of yellows. Corner kicks going to be involved in mine.
Yeah.
Definitely a first half score.
So the other thing about this, right? So what you put together, this is how we're going to do it because all of us are betting $100, right? So we'll only technically lose $100,
right?
But what I'm saying is, so if my parlay is worth $2,900, yours is worth $2,600, yours is worth $3,100. That's how we're going to do it.
Got it.
You see what I'm saying?
Whoever, God forbid somebody hits, they win. But whoever
right.
whoever lost the most, what their bet could have won. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
But like something's going to be fun. Like, it's got to be fun.
Got to be proppy as shit. Like Geckel's losing his stat.
Yeah, I think
Stat
that we
Boy's
should make
losing
it like
his mind.
it's got to be like at least a 5 minimum bet parlay.
Good
you know
call.
what I mean?
I'm in
Good
for
call.
that. Yeah.
Minimum of 5. A minimum of 5 props. You can
9-way parlay.
Exactly. Oh, that's what Daddy's gonna be.
I have a button for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Papa's.
Yeah,
gonna
you know,
get proppy
the real
right now.
crappy part is if we actually hit it, you know, it's gonna kill us that we actually did go to a casino and play it.
No.
It's a shit game too, and isn't it like Burnley Norwich or something?
It's Watford. It's Watford Burnley.
Oh, what a fucking shit game to have to do
I am
this on.
telling you
It's gonna
right
be so
now-
much fun.
Hey, you know how you make shit games fun? You put money on it. You throw it on cash, and then all of a sudden, the shit game is very exciting.
Graham, I'm going to tell you, I'm definitely doing this. I would imagine once I say this, you'll say this, and Pat, I'm sure you'll say this.
We're gonna go actually do
I'm
it.
going to go put a $5 on it. I'm going to go put a $5 on all the crap. Because
I will meet you Thursday afternoon at Maryland Live Casino.
we are.
Hey,
I'm putting a
not to
$5 on
change
it.
change it up, but I had a buddy go to the Green Turtle, the new one in Gambos that they're open. They're putting a sports book in that Green Turtle. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, that's
So I think sports books
Pat,
are going to
why
be like.
did you have to tell them?
That's a problem because that's like 10 minutes away from the house.
I
That is a
know.
problem.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a problem.
Just legalize the online thing already. I mean, it is, but they just haven't set it up. I'd like to just be in game, sitting on my couch with a hot tea and some bourbon in it. Just throw down, $20 on somebody to score. So
they have it everywhere, every state around us. I don't understand what Maryland's problem is.
I think they want to drive business to the casino first, and then then within
it's
a year
already been
they'll make
legalized.
it.
They just got to set it up. It's fine. It'll happen soon enough. But all right, Pat, we'll talk next week, and get your little abacus out and come up with some fun shit.
Hell yeah, sounds fun.
All right, brother.
All right, take it easy.
All right, so that was a pretty good segment so far, considering there was no actual bets to be made. But you know what always makes it better, Sam?
Poultry.
Well, Kitty missed this weekend, but she's still sitting above Mount 500 at 11-8.
Very good.
Kitty told me she was excited to bet the championship this weekend in the NFL and plans on getting very proppy with their bets. Did you guys talk to her beforehand?
Oh, we're all proppy.
Oh my gosh. So I guess that's how next weekend's going to go, is a lot of bets and a lot of yard sales to cover all the money that they're going to be spending on their bets. And hopefully Kitty's streak continues pretty well.
I heard Kitty's liquid.
I hope so, because the chicken, I need to tell her, as well as you two and everyone else listening, to please gamble legally and responsibly.
Championship corner!
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh no!
All right, sorry. We had an update because there was a game today.
Yes, there was.
So I needed to make sure I had that information down properly. Fulham began the week like they started and ended last week with another 6-goal domination, this time of Birmingham. So that was 7 midweek, 6-2 at the weekend, then 6-2 again.
Mm-hmm.
So what's that, 19 goals in 3 games?
Yep.
Fucking awesome. Very disappointing, though, at the weekend. Only won 3-2. Fucking listen, Fulham, Fitz, do better.
Yeah.
Do better.
You have set a certain expectation, and we expect you to continue with that.
And how much longer before Mashiri shells out 40 million quid to get Marco Silva back at Everton?
Back. Yeah, exactly. He's an up-and-comer.
Yeah.
Pull a Chelsea, as it were. Oh, we let you go. Now we're going to bring you back.
What's really funny is he seems to be the Mitrovic of management.
Yes.
Really good in the
so.
championship. Shite the Premier League. Preston and Sheffield drew 2-2. Blackburn were upset by Hull. Luton over Reading. Bournemouth. I don't know why I wrote Bournemouth there. QPR beat Coventry 2-1. That's weird. West Brom beat the Posh. Peterborough 3-0. Swansea over Preston. Fulham over Stoke 3-2, like I said. And yeah, I know, just 3 goals. Huddersfield beating Reading and Sheffield United beating Luton. So it was a very interesting ass week. Derby did lose their game, which sucks, because we really want to see Wazza keep them up, obviously.
Yeah.
Get a good job. Then Mike Ashley takes Derby over, and then they get relegated again.
Yep.
I'd like that all to happen in that order.
And hopefully Wazza's no longer their manager.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
He goes and
gets a good job.
He doesn't need to be Everton's manager, but he just doesn't need to be their manager anymore.
I have a feeling it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So that leaves us now with Fulham on top on 57 points. Blackburn in second on 52 because of the game today, where they beat Middlesbrough. Bournemouth in third on 49 points. QPR in fourth on 47th. West Brom in fifth on 45. Huddersfield in sixth. That round out the playoff spots on 44.
Most of those teams have caught up on games, too,
for the most part. Yeah. Middlesbrough, I think, still has a game in hand, and they're on 42 points, so they could jump up in front of Huddersfield. Forest are creeping up in 8th place on 40, and Stoke are still in with a shout at this point in 9th on 38 with a game in hand. And Derby is only 8 points from safety after Reading dropped both of their games.
Very good. Quick thought for Fulham is sitting now about 6 points in the lead with a huge goal differential.
Massive.
I think by March we may know who's automatically going up. They may already be secure.
That may be the earliest the championship has been wrapped up in a long time.
So good for them. Excellent. Well, that's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Sammy, any parting words?
Yes, I do. Everton, Arsenal, Spurs. Was it Spurs? No, it was Chelsea fans, wasn't it?
Throwing at Rudiger, yeah.
Rudiger, and then didn't somebody throw something? No, yeah, it was at Rudiger. Yep, it was like 9 lighters.
Yeah, 9
Stop
lighters.
fucking throwing shit at stadiums.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, doesn't matter what they do. They could be dickheads, so flick them off and curse at them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah.
Don't be racist either.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
Yeah. Be fucking
But
nice.
throwing shit is ridiculous. Matty Cash and Luca Digne got hit with a full fucking bottle of Lucozade.
Right.
England's version of Gatorade.
Right. Meant for the guy who jumped up in the air in front of the Gladys Street end.
You didn't even hit the right person.
Right. Fucking, like, 1, don't do it. 2, if you're going to do it, at least hit the fucking right person.
At least hit the right guy. Asshole. Anyway, just stop throwing shit at stadiums. Yeah. It's inappropriate. It's uncalled for. These people are at work.
Yeah.
You know? How would you like it at fucking McDonald's if I walked up and threw a drink in your face?
That happens all the time in videos, though.
But what I'm saying is that's cunty behavior.
Right.
So why is it acceptable at a football ground? It's not.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
D-back.
Stop.
D-back. It's very simple.
Don't be a cunt.
Yeah. Not that hard.
End of story. End of rant.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Next up is Injury Time. We're not going to actually preview the weekend's games because there's no games to preview. But we are going to do a horizontal tasting of Goose Island's Bourbon County release.
Isn't it a vertical?
A vertical, yeah.
Yeah, it's years.
Yeah, years.
Years is vertical.
Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Yes, years are
Different
vertical.
years.
Yes. Horizontal is same year.
Same year, different
people in the same region. So a vertical. You're right. Yep. We're doing a vertical. My apologies. Been a little rusty on the wine.
It's all right.
We're doing a vertical of 2018, 19, 20, and 21 from Goose Island. And you want to check us out on Injury Time, Sam? How do you go about doing that?
It's patreon.com/DU Football Show. We have one shiny brand new tier, $5. Bang.
Yep.
$5 a month. You can get both of our extra shows, Sound Check, which is our pre-show meeting, where we actually checked in on somebody that fell off for a long time. We missed him, so we sent some texts while we checked our sound.
Yep.
It was fun. Got updates there. And secondly, Injury Time, which is our preview show. We check in on our adopted clubs, Real Betis from Spain, Ibs from Scotland, and Aki down in League One, because we know the groundskeeper pretty well.
Yep.
He's one of our best friends.
Yeah, definitely our best friend. And, of course, we're going to do that. And we're also going to deep dive into a little bit of the problems with Everton since there's
this
no
week,
games
since
to
there's
preview.
nothing to really talk about. We got this deep state bullshit to, fucking hell.
Be sure to check out our Drip Shack where you can get really cool, funky pillows like that Bant's pillow right there and cool-ass shirts like Sam's wearing.
The shirt
all the
came
flag
off.
gear.
Mel's shirt came off of there.
On all of our socials, the links are right there for you to click.
Yep,
And
at DU Football Show on all those social medias. And right in that bio, bang, you have the...
if you like to support the show, that's the best way to do it. And till next week, everybody.
Peace.